to Eric Soderberg, President and CEO of Sunrise Labs.
Well, hello, good evening, and happy hour. Here comes the share. And I think at this point you can see the slides, right?
Yeah.
Thumbs up, good, yeah, I can hear good. Great. And unfortunately, I can't see you all while I'm presenting this. I wish I could, but I look forward to, maybe I can, if I scroll down or something, I can get, but I can't get, oh, wait a minute, I have a new option here. I think I can't see you all. Oh, I got 6 anyway, still stuck. Nope, I got everybody. I'm psyched. Sorry, I didn't know if this was going to be possible earlier. Zoom never ceases to amaze me. Welcome again to Sunrise Labs. I have to start with a confession in that we're not only a cool company to work for young people. Sorry, we're good for old people too. We're like in all ages. Here's a picture of us. Best company to work for award. I guess when we could do this in person, it was last year's award. We were number 3 last year. This year we're number 2 best company to work for. And we state culture is everything, and so we do a lot of talk about culture at Sunrise and make sure it's front and center because it is so important. I'll talk more about that. But we're purpose driven is a primary piece here, in that when folks come to work for Sunrise, you're working on making lives better. Okay, we're taking our passions and got an awful lot of engineers that are really passionate about what they do. They build airplanes that they're going to fly in their garage, and they build all kinds of things. They're constantly playing with things, and because we love the technology. And so taking what we love to do to begin with and then applying it to making lives better it is a wonderful combination. But not only that, we get to do it in a wonderful environment. I'll talk about more. But first of all, engineers working, it's at Sunrise, all we do is product development over and over for our clients. So where a young person or engineer may go to a product company, go to work for a Johnson & Johnson's. I mean, they may work on one product for 4, 5, 6, 7 years. Okay, you come to Sunrise, you're going to work on multiple products in 1 year. So it's really fun for people who love doing this, who love doing development and love seeing a variety of things and love to learn. There's just so many different things we're working on all the time. It's just a big sandbox to play in and learn, which is sort of where I came from. I consider myself sort of an engineer from birth, and we have a lot of people like us playing with things from day one. So here you can see we've got everything from big equipment that fills up, this is a blood processing unit, dries blood plasma, to little handheld things and everything in between. A lot of body worn things that talk to smartphones, and we play with lots of fun, cool technology. So the environment we're in, this is the culture is a cooperative one, and one where you can't ask a dumb question, and you can't disturb anybody and upset anyone for knocking on their door. We're all there to help each other. One of the secrets we use here is called the assumption of positive intent, where if somebody does something and I go, what the heck was Julia thinking? I don't go to Lauren and say, how about that, Julia, man? Can you believe what she just did? I go to Julia and I say, Julia, what were you thinking? And she says, Eric, you told me to do it. I said, oh yeah, I forgot about that. And it's usually something I screwed up, not something somebody else did. So that's the culture we have. And it's just a wonderful place to learn and grow. I just did a one-on-one with a woman who's been with us for 6 months earlier today, and came from another engineering firm in the local area, go nameless. And she just said what she really enjoys is the transparency. It's that she gets to talk directly to her client, where the project managers in her old company wouldn't allow that in 100 years. So she's she goes, can I just call them and ask them this? Just, of course, I don't want to get in the way. And so they have scrum meetings every week with a client. So we're we trust everybody and let everybody do what they have to do in the most efficient way possible. And we have some fun, team building. This is a wilderness first aid class up in Crawford Notch, and I think that's right, yeah. And yeah, it was fun. Those aren't all broken arms; they're just pretend. So we fix them up, and we let people bring their family to work, and it's great fun. And of course, we're encouraging education, and we have the reimbursement for paying for that. And we usually, not usually, we always have a dozen interns in the past several years, literally a dozen in the summer, and sometimes they come back in the winter too over Christmas break. But it's just they blow us away with their capabilities and what they can do and help us out. So it's just I say we're investing, but my gosh, we're getting getting it back in spades and hiring a lot of these people too. And of course, we understand that we are part of a bigger community, and it's our responsibility to support that community in every way we can. And so we're striving. Dee's here on the phone. She's helping us find new ways to reach out and help in an awful lot of ways. The big initiatives, I'll see if I can, the environment's real important to us. We have electric vehicle charging stations, and we're putting solar panels on our roof. We give a credit to people who buy an electric vehicle. There's other things we do. We're worried about our youth in the grade school, K through 12, and so we've sponsored a program with Bedford where we're doing some resiliency training. We've brought in from the UK a program that's enormously successful there called iHeart. But it sort of goes on and on. But Black Lives Matter is one of the latest things we're working on, and that's we're sponsoring a scholarship for a young person, a Black person, to come in and work at the SD Science Center. And so we've got, I'm just touching the surface, but it's a big part of our culture and caring. The Pi Day fundraiser for one of our workers who had a stroke and is still recovering. And we appreciate our folks for doing great work. And we celebrate. That's our Christmas annual swap. I don't think we're going to be able to do it this year, darn it. But it's maybe we can figure out a way to do it virtually. We do have some virtual things going on tonight. We have meditation that unfortunately I missed tonight. But and last night we had yoga. We have a live yoga instructor, right, Julia? Yeah.
Yeah, no, I really love our yoga program. It's absolutely wonderful, and it helps with the stress. It keeps you going. It's wonderful.
And we're adventurous. This is on top of I don't remember, Willard, I think. Mount Willard is a real simple hike out. And we have our sunrise celebrations and different themes and game nights. And this is Doug. This must have been years ago. It looks like a kid here. But Doug rebuilds. I think at 100-ish kind of bikes a year to donate to charities, for instance. And sort of, I told you that climate's a big issue. So there's a group of us at the I don't remember what it was called, but a march we had for climate change. And that's all I've got there. Just if I can stop presenting. I found it. Stop share. And thank you. You did it for me.
We are.
No? Good. I'm no longer presenting?
Yeah.
Good. Great.
Okay.
All right.
So now we'll just enjoy the happy hour, I guess. I don't know.
We'll open the floor to Q&A if you guys want to send any questions or comments in the chat, or you can unmute yourself and feel free to just ask it openly. I also have a question as part of the competition. Just wondering what your 3 most significant things are that you feel make Sunrise attractive to young people. If there were like 3 top things that you can think of, what would they be?
Well, I have to, this being New Hampshire State Work and Play, I have to start with saying New Hampshire, right? That we get to live in this beautiful state with virtually no traffic jams and the mountains and the ocean at our fingertips. We have to say that, right? But now really, our competitive advantage is our culture. We have a high integrity, high respect culture that allows people to thrive. That's what, two would be we're the variety of work and things and the fact that we're purpose driven and get to work on saving lives every day is phenomenal. And then I don't know anyone want to add a third one?
Well, our tools, I would say, we're always investing in the newest tools, trying to keep the competitive edge, staying up with technology, staying up with 3D printing and PCB layouts. So technology and tools, I would say.
We invest. My job is to say yes whenever anyone asks for anything.
And we did have a question come in asking if you're currently hiring and do you typically recruit from outside of New Hampshire?
Yes and yes. We're usually there's something we're looking for. Yes. So we're always looking, almost always looking for software engineers, we're that's our most active one, I guess, is right now. We've got a fair amount of work, but the things have slowed down a little bit with the recession we're in. But we're still in fine shape. But it's we're not hiring as quickly as usual right now. So we're just sort of strategically hiring for when we find really outstanding candidates. And then I'm sorry, the second question was outside the state. Oh yeah, we sometimes we hire recruiters to go find people wherever we can, but while we go to when we recruit people out of college, they're often from California or from we got Connecticut, Massachusetts, certainly. It tends to be more people mostly from New England area. But we've certainly attracted people from faraway states as well.
I'm a UNH grad. We've got numerous ones of those. So go Wildcats. Yeah.
Go Wildcats. Another question that came in is how do you encourage employees to participate in the community? For example, nonprofit boards, volunteer work, etc.
Yeah, well, we state what our values are and ask people to bring things to us. So what we'd like to do is when if there is something that one of our people comes up with and it's something where we can send 2, 3, 4 Sunrise people to go work on, then yeah, we give them the time off to go do that. We'd like to use it as both team building for our team members as well as the community things. So that's something we do is provide them the time off to do that. And any
yeah, I have something. So again, pre-COVID, but we hold a cookie contest every year.
Oh,
and encourage all employees to participate, and they have to be home-baked cookies. And all day long, they sit in our break room and people vote on and ballot stuffing. You vote with dollar bills or change or whatever. Ballot stuffing is highly encouraged. And we taste cookies and vote all day long. And the person whose recipe wins the most money gets all the money, and it is then donated to the charity of their choice, and the company matches that donation.
Yeah. And also, we've engaged with the Boys and Girls Club, and we're helping them with their programming, and we're encouraging our engineers to come up with fun ideas to engage with the kids so that we can promote engineering, STEM, as a career path. So we're reaching kids anywhere from, say, 8th grade to senior in high school. And that's a new program for us. And we've got a couple of engineers that have signed up already, and we're really excited about it because it's a great opportunity to share what we know and what we love, and with kids that are underserved and can otherwise not be exposed to this to the wonders of engineering. And actually, I'm going to be doing an art program with them too. I want to put that A back in the STEM. Yeah.
Steve,
Well,
you
there's
wanna-
also oh, sorry, Lauren.
No,
There's a term called STEAM, which is STEM, science, tech, engineering, and math, but also with art. And you would be surprised that, you know, being able to sketch, being able to communicate ideas is actually super valuable in engineering. Like, I was very surprised when I was a junior in college and my PI said, you know, being able to get your thoughts down on paper and put them on the whiteboard is super valuable. And like, you need to work on that. So I think the art ties in too. I think it's very valuable.
Awesome. I'm signing you up, Julia.
Okay.
We're
That's
going to
fine.
get a program together.
We also have supported and sponsored FIRST robotic teams, and a lot of our engineers have coached FIRST robotic teams. So that's something that we do also highly encourage from getting involved in the community with the younger kids.
Other questions?
I have one. So we obviously have a lot of employer partners throughout the state of New Hampshire, and hear that from many industries, a lot of younger students, college students, don't realize the amount of different opportunities there are in one company. Say, for instance, Caitlin's here from Source, you know, and they're known as a utility, but they're still hiring for accountants and you know, marketing folks and things like that. Do you guys also have that kind of issue or that challenge, or do you typically have, is it primarily software and tech folks that you're looking for?
The challenge to find other people? No, we have all of those disciplines as well. I'm sure in smaller numbers than Eversource, but we have, you know, we have a CFO, and he has a team of, I think, 5 people. So, you know, doing accounting, doing the HR functions, managing. We outsource a lot of our IT, but we manage IT stuff inside too. So we have facilities stuff that we manage. We're right now in the middle of expanding our space and renovating a new space downstairs and putting in a patio outside so we can meet outdoors more with this COVID environment too. So there are a lot of things going on that need to be managed. So there's different disciplines for sure. And then certainly Lauren represents a whole team of sales and business development people as well.
Yeah, I was going to say we're really thrilled to bring into the marketing team. So I focus in the business development marketing, and again, Dee is very talented, a very talented artist that works in our team. And years ago, she actually reached out to the New Hampshire Art Institute to fill an unmet need we had for some design support. And we ended up hiring an intern from New Hampshire Art Institute, and she now is an employee. How many years has it been? I forget, but she's been with us
At least 5 years, I'd say.
Yeah, and she's now 5 years. Barb's
maybe
saying.
Longer than 5 years.
And she moved. You know, she came into the marketing team, but she now actually, her career has evolved such that she's now a interaction designer in our user-centered design team, which again is a very cool aspect of medical devices. It's all about how the individual, whether it be a clinician or a patient, is interacting with a device. So her creative capabilities are invaluable to that team. So, you know, that's a really good example of a skill set that we needed. We found it in New Hampshire. We've gotten her to stay, even though she talks about big cities. So, you know, that's been a great example of, you know, just one of many examples.
Yeah, so if you look at an app on your phone, she's designing sort of the colors and the layout and the usability of that, and,
right,
and making it look pretty, which engineers are really lousy at.
not horrible, but it's it has always been, when I worked on a medical user interface, it was always a joy to go downstairs and find Nicole and ask her like, oh, like we're designing this menu, like what do you think that should look like, and to get those images back from her and then write the code to interface with those. It was always like such a joy to just collaborate with someone that thinks so differently from you and has like such a different perspective on it. It's just like just so fun.
Caitlin, did you have a question?
Yeah, it was nice to hear about the internship opportunities, because I think one of the things that we hear frequently when we talk about attracting and retaining young people to New Hampshire, particularly the retaining piece of that, is that bringing especially the college students into internships with companies like yours throughout the state gives them a reason to stay instead of losing all that talent to other states and other job opportunities. So I was just curious, like how many of the young people that you're bringing in to these internships are from New Hampshire, or do you often have internships from students who are out of state? I think both are helpful in retaining young talent here.
We do have both. Beth, you're on. You can probably speak best. Did you hear the question? Sorry, you should come back to the screen.
I did, yeah, sorry, I thought the dog was barking outside, so. Yeah, we have both. We recruit from a lot of, particularly for internships, we recruit from like WPI and Carnegie Mellon and MIT. And so the people that we recruit from there are from other places, but we certainly also have a lot of people within New Hampshire that do the internships. I think the thing that people really like about our internships is that we put them to work right away. They're in front of clients, they're getting, great exposure. And what they really like is we have a variety of both young people that work for us and seasoned older people and really experienced people, and they just soak in all that knowledge. So, we come away every summer, everyone's so excited about the internships that they've had with us.
Another thing that we do offer is any employee that has like a high school kid that has an interest in engineering or is in college, we take them in either during the winter break or during the summertime, and that's a nice benefit. And reason stands that these kids are scholastically advanced, because their parents are actively involved in their education, and they've been very helpful. It's been really fun to see these young kids coming through and actually getting real life work experience already before they're even graduating high school. I think that's really cool.
Families automatically accepted, we encourage. I mean, we totally believe in nepotism. I learned this from Dean Kamen. It's smart people have smart kids. It just works.
Mike's dad works here, and we have numerous family. Mike's dad works here, and then we have another father-son duo work here.
Larry has two sons.
That's right. Larry has two sons. So his two sons worked here, and we finally lured the father in.
What's really funny is that we've got like newborns coming in, and they bring their kids in. They're running around the carpet in the hallways, and you get to play with them. But they're like, we're already grooming them. they're toddlers and they're future engineers.
And one other thing on the internships, which have been really interesting, and this credit for this, I think, Beth, you've been working with Doug Brown, who was one of the key guys that was involved early on in our internship program, is they each present at the end of the summer before they go back to school what they learned. And so it again is amazing to see what these interns have both taken away from their experience and also what they've contributed to actual projects at Sunrise. And of course, it also challenges them on their presentation skills, because these days it's all by Zoom. So they're getting up in front of over 80 people on a Zoom call and making a presentation. So that's been really cool to see and see a lot of the things that they've actually worked on and where they've contributed to the program.
Also, our managers will say that, it's a really great opportunity for their people who are not quite management yet to get involved in mentoring these students and managing the projects that they're working on. So it sort of gives them an intro to some management skills as well. And we learn so much from the younger people, all of their new skills, all of the new knowledge that they bring in and their exuberance. It's great. It's my favorite part of the company, the internships.
Well, and I would also just like to say thank you, because I think, a lot of employers struggle with creating really great, robust internship programs. And from what it sounds like, you're really allowing the students to get the full experience. So I know for Stay Work Play, having those interns and then creating that workforce pipeline is so important to that, attracting and retaining piece. So thank you. I know a lot of employers struggle with that, and it sounds like you're doing a remarkable job.
We had one intern who worked somewhere else on an internship, the year before, and was like, he was ready to switch his major and get out of mechanical engineering. And then he came with us and he got completely fired up and loves it. So it's just, it's interesting.
We also thought in the spring, because of COVID, should we have this internship program? But Eric was really full on, yes, we have to have this. We're committed to these young people, and it was really successful, even though they didn't get to be much in Sunrise this summer. A lot of it was remote, but everybody got to connect pretty well.
We had a question come in saying the intern program sounds awesome. Do you also have a process to help employees develop a career path at Sunrise?
Yeah, so each of our functional managers, who all of our people report to, sit down and do one-on-ones with all their people. Sort of, it varies by department, but at least every 2 weeks. And I'm doing one-on-ones with the entire company as well. Once a year, I talk to everyone and sort of, it's well timed, sort of 6 months after somebody arrives new, and then it's every year after. So it's sort of off cycle with their reviews. And this is where we learn, are they getting what they're looking for? Are they able to, are we giving them the challenges they want so they're growing in the direction they want to grow in? And so, we've got, as a growing company, it helps because there's more opportunities, when the company is growing, to move up. So our quality manager has somebody in mind who's going to take her spot, our director of quality, and is mentoring them up through. So it's I'd say yes. It's but we have the whole spectrum. We've got guys that are going to retire in 5 years too, and they don't need much career counseling. But so it really depends. But for the younger folks, we're definitely looking out for that. It's not a formal program. It's just sort of part of what we do.
Yeah, I think it's giving people visibility to the different functions and the things that are possible, and then supporting people along their interests. Because not everybody wants to aspire to be a manager. Some of them really want to be contributing in a different way. So it's really, I think the management team is very focused on trying to understand what is important to each of the, team members that they work with, and helping to support those goals. I mean, I have a pretty small team in the BD marketing, but I am just astounded, frankly, at the growth of, my team members through the years, which include Barbara and Dee. And, a lot of that has been, on their own initiative, but it's on their own initiative, also supported by Sunrise in terms of, the time that we allow, the courses that we support, they reimburse for programs. So, I've just seen, Barb has been here, 15 years, Barb? And, she has just, the skills she's developed here. I was on the other call on the other day with her, and I said, she's like our marketing guru. The stuff she knows the things she knows how to do, and the data, the data and the analytics and the information, which also she has an amazing intern that's also working with her on some of that real deep data stuff. But it's been pretty amazing to me and very gratifying to see the growth of people, even in my small team, through the years. So
Yeah.
And I did learn that all at Sunrise, because
we-
that wasn't stuff that we did as marketing majors
Right.
back in the 80s. It was all encouraged and supported by Sunrise for me to really kind of fast track and understand that.
We do have several people earning a degree right now, and they're setting themselves up to be very valuable to us, especially as people cycle and end their careers at Sunrise. We have people that now are if they have interest to move up into more responsibility, that they have the knowledge to do that. Not everybody, like Lauren said, not everybody wants to be a manager, but it's really great to have an advanced degree, and it's nice that the company pays for it.
Yeah, that sounds great. I think those personal conversations can be some of the best ways to have a career path, knowledge of it and an awareness and the support. So it's really nice. Good job.
Thanks. Robin.
I was going to actually ask how COVID has kind of impacted not only your business, but your recruiting strategies this fall and this winter and going into this upcoming semester where we'll have a lot of people graduating, and kind of what that looks like.
That's a really good question. And there was you started off asking about sort of how COVID has impacted it, but you turned it into sort of, so your question is about recruiting specifically?
Yeah, just
Okay.
I
Yeah.
do a lot with the colleges and universities, and I go around to the different schools and talk with students, and I'm usually
Yeah.
there for all those career fairs. So I've seen kind of how that shift is
Yeah.
done and what it looks like now. So I know companies are kind of taking different approaches. So I was wondering if you guys.
That's a really good question. Beth, do you know the answer? Because we go to fairs typically, but I bet they're virtual now.
Yeah, we're doing some virtual fairs. We've kind of held back a little bit. I don't think we're going to CMU this year down to Carnegie Mellon. Well, I mean, they're not in person anyways, they're all virtual. So, but we are still continuing to do some virtual fairs.
Have you had to look to other ways of recruiting and like getting more creative since you aren't having those same opportunities?
Well, I will pitch in, and Beth, I'll let you answer from your perspective as well. But I think one of the things that we are harnessing is the power of social media, in part because, Barb and I kind of on the marketing front, I mean, literally we have so many connections out in our social media networks. And then you start to tap the whole company's social network. And that's been a really powerful way to get information out to a much broader reach. Certainly we pride ourselves on thought leadership, trying to not, it's not selling services, it's really making people aware of important information that they need to be aware of as they're developing medical products. Certainly, how we might be able to help them with it, but really thought leadership to inform them and also to make people aware of the opportunities here at Sunrise. I mean, I did a social post the other day that I said, what could possibly be cooler than developing products that save lives? I mean, that's what we do here at Sunrise. A recent project example is a next generation controller. It's in a backpack connected to a total artificial heart. It's keeping somebody alive. And our team developed that. I mean, can you imagine being part of that team that developed that product? You're responsible for helping us save lives. And so, getting that kind of message out on social media, I think is so powerful.
I think it's not just social media, but also, I mean, our employees are our best recruiters because they bring in people just because they love, working for the company. So, and being part of our team. So they are spreading the word all the time. People are asking them and they're referring them to me, and we're getting resumes that way as well. That's the biggest way we get resumes, really.
And there is a bonus There's a company bonus of $2,000 if you bring somebody in and they work for us for at least, I think, 3 months, right? Is that the policy? But that's incentive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Well, does anyone else have any other questions? No? Well, I would like to say thank you guys so much to Sunrise and all of you who are able to be here. We really appreciate getting to know more about your company, and hopefully all of you will be encouraged to go vote. I'll kind of end it by playing some closing remarks from Will. There.
Thanks so much for sharing what makes Sunrise Labs such a great place to work. And thanks also for going above and beyond to attract and retain young talent here in New Hampshire. I think everyone tonight will agree that Sunrise Labs is definitely an employer of choice. To learn more about another cool company finalist, I invite you to join us back here at 6 p.m. this Thursday, October 8th, to learn more about another exciting New Hampshire company, GYK Antler in Manchester. And finally, don't forget to vote for which company you think should be this year's coolest company of the year for young professionals. The links to do so can be found below in the chat. And again, the winner will be announced during the Rising Stars Awards, which will be broadcast online at 6 p.m. next Thursday, October 15th. The event is free to attend, and the registration link can be found in the comments section below. So again, thank you for joining us here tonight, and thanks to Sunrise Labs, and also to Eversource Energy, the presenting sponsor for this year's Rising Stars Awards. With that, have a great night.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you all.
Thanks, everybody.
Wonderful to see
Good
you all.
evening.
So
Take
much.
care, everyone.
Wonderful.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Pulling this all together. Nicely done.
Thank you, yes.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much. Great meeting you.